Let's get one thing straight. Men don't fall in love with the woman who gives the most. They fall for the woman who gives the right way. And when you understand what that means, they stop treating you like an option and start treating you like royalty. You've been told to be more understanding, more patient, more giving. And yes, love requires compassion. But here's the problem. When your love is unconditional but your standards aren't, you lose your crown. A queen isn't defined by how much she gives. She's defined by how clearly she leads. And the way you lead is by the way you live. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence, when you say no without guilt, when you protect your time and energy like they're precious, because they are, something shifts. Men see it, they feel it, and without a single demand from your lips, they begin to adjust. Because here's the truth, most men don't respect you because you gave more, they respect you because you didn't need to. If you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things but still getting crumbs, keep watching. I'm about to show you the one mindset shift that makes him step up or step off, and either way, you win. Have you ever felt like you're giving everything you have yet still not receiving the respect or love you truly deserve? Stop chasing, stop begging, and start commanding the respect that's already yours by birthright. Starting today, this is how you begin to shift the dynamic. There's a quiet but undeniable truth in relationships. People learn how to treat you based on what you allow, what you reinforce, and what you walk away from. If you wish to be treated like a queen, you have to first believe you are one, and then live like it. Right now, I'll walk you through 6 powerful shifts that will change the way you're seen, strengthen your sense of self-worth, and inspire him to rise, to meet you with respect, with effort, with presence, the kind of presence you've always deserved. Confidence is the foundation of being treated like a queen. And no, it's not just about how you look. It's how you hold yourself, how you speak, how you walk into a room, how you handle silence. It's the quiet certainty in your presence that says, I know who I am. When you show up with that kind of energy, you don't have to demand respect. It naturally comes your way. But here's the hard part. If you don't believe in your own worth, why would anyone else? Confidence begins with your inner dialogue, the things you whisper to yourself when no one's around. So when that voice says, I'm not good enough, pause, catch it, replace it. Say instead, I am worthy of deep love and honest respect. I bring value just by being me. Confidence doesn't come from pretending you've got it all together. It comes from owning your strengths while being at peace with your flaws. A queen doesn't obsess over her imperfections. She grows from them. She learns. She evolves. And that's the next key: growth. Invest in yourself. Confidence deepens when you're actively choosing to become better, richer in soul and spirit. Learn new things. Try what scares you a little. Keep your curiosity alive. A woman in motion, one who's constantly evolving, is magnetic. She doesn't need to chase love because her energy draws love in. Men are deeply drawn to women who are self-assured, self-respecting, and self-sufficient. Not because those traits make her untouchable, but because they signal strength, depth, and grounded independence. When you prioritize your personal evolution, you send a silent but clear message. I'm worth showing up for. I'm worth choosing. I'm not a maybe. I'm a whole yes. Your body language matters too. Stand tall. Make eye contact. Walk like you've got somewhere to be, even if it's just back to yourself. Your brain takes cues from your posture, so even when you feel unsure, acting with poise can help you become what you practice. Chin up, shoulders relaxed. A queen doesn't shrink into spaces. She owns the space she walks into, fully, unapologetically. Set small goals and follow through. Every time you complete something, even something simple, you strengthen your inner voice. You teach yourself, I keep my word, I follow through, I trust me. That trust becomes your core. Whether it's a morning workout, a new recipe, or a challenging task, Each tiny win adds up to an unshakable foundation of self-worth. And don't underestimate the power of your environment. The people around you can either nourish your confidence or drain it. Surround yourself with those who cheer you on, who honor your dreams, who remind you of your light when you momentarily forget. Protect your space. A queen doesn't let everyone into her inner court. She's selective, not out of pride, but out of sacred self-respect. Let's be clear, confidence isn't arrogance. It's not about being above anyone else. It's about knowing your value so deeply that you won't let anyone treat you beneath it. And when you embody that truth, your partner will feel it, the world will feel it, and everything will start to respond to you differently. Confidence sets the tone, but boundaries reinforce it. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being cold. It doesn't mean being demanding or dramatic. It simply means honoring yourself enough to teach others how you wish to be treated. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges. They create space for healthy love to grow. Without them, you lose yourself. You get stretched too thin. You start to resent the very people you're trying to love. Boundaries begin with clarity. What matters most to you? What are your must-haves? What makes you feel respected, supported, safe? And just as importantly, what makes you feel unseen, unheard, or exhausted? Sit with those answers. Know them. Because when you're clear with yourself, you can be clear with others. Now, the way you express your boundaries matters. A queen speaks with calm strength, not chaos. Instead of blaming or accusing, speak from your heart. Say things like, I really value our connection, and I feel distant when phones take up our time. Can we be more present during dinner? Notice how that shifts the tone. You're not attacking, you're inviting change from a place of love. Consistency is everything. If you state a boundary but never enforce it, you confuse the message. If you say, I need more support, but still carry all the weight alone, you're showing that your words have no anchor. Be clear. Be kind, but also be steady. If a boundary is crossed, address it, not in anger, but with truth. Your standards are not about control, they're about self-honor. And while boundaries can be flexible, they should never ask you to shrink or tolerate disrespect. Compromise has its place in love, but not at the expense of your dignity. A queen can bend, but she never breaks for someone who refuses to rise. It's natural to fear conflict, to worry that setting boundaries will push someone away. But the right person, they'll meet your truth with understanding. They'll rise, not run. And if someone consistently resists your boundaries, it's a revealing sign. You're not losing them, you're simply seeing the truth. Boundaries teach you who's ready to grow with you and who's stuck in patterns that no longer serve you. Either way, you win clarity. And remember this, setting boundaries isn't about changing anyone else. It's about honoring yourself so fully that you create a space where love can breathe and thrive. When you speak your needs with grace and consistency, you model what respect looks like, and in turn you raise the bar, because a love that's rooted in mutual respect is a love worthy of a queen. Now let's talk about appreciation. It's quiet, often missed, but its impact, deep, lasting, transformative. Appreciation is more than saying thank you. It's the art of noticing the little things, the unnoticed efforts, the quiet support. A queen doesn't overlook these things, she sees them. And when she speaks on them, she breathes life into the relationship. Start by paying attention. Did he take out the trash without you asking? Fix something. Offer a compliment when you weren't expecting it. These are small moments, but they're also moments of care, of presence. Don't let them go by unspoken. But don't just say thanks, mean it. Be specific, be sincere. Instead of a vague thanks, say, I noticed you handled that today. It really made my day easier. I appreciate you. That kind of appreciation sticks. It lingers. It tells him he's seen, not just useful but valued. Appreciation isn't always verbal either. It can be in your actions. If he's made an effort, respond in a way that feels meaningful to him. Maybe it's carving out time together, maybe it's affection, maybe it's just being fully present. Showing gratitude in a way that fits his love language shows intention and depth. Appreciating him doesn't mean ignoring what's not working. It just means you balance feedback with acknowledgement. If you want more connection, you can start by saying, "I know you work so hard and I admire that. I'd love if we could share more quiet time together." That tone opens doors instead of slamming them. And don't wait for big occasions to share gratitude. The small everyday moments, that's where love lives. An unexpected compliment, a smile, a soft "I see you." That's the kind of appreciation that keeps love alive and keeps a man close, not out of obligation, but out of desire. Strengthen your bond. This habit of steady appreciation builds an environment where both of you feel seen, valued, and inspired to keep nurturing the relationship. Appreciation, at its core, is a mirror of your mindset. When you focus on what's good in your partner and in your connection, you create a sense of gratitude that shifts the way you show up with one another. A queen leads with warmth and recognition, not entitlement. When you learn the art of appreciation, you don't just uplift your partner, you raise the entire energy of the relationship, building a space where love and respect can truly grow. There's something magnetic about mystery. It keeps a relationship alive, full of energy, and rich with curiosity. Staying intriguing doesn't mean hiding parts of yourself or playing games. It means holding onto your individuality and unpredictability in a way that draws your partner closer. A queen understands that mystery isn't manipulation, it's quiet power. It's the way she holds something back, not out of fear, but because her soul is layered and she invites him to discover her slowly. The first step to staying mysterious is protecting your independence. Keep chasing your own passions, goals, and interests. When you're always growing, learning, and evolving, you remain beautifully unpredictable. That doesn't mean you shut him out. It simply means your entire life doesn't revolve around the relationship. Let him see that you're a full woman with depth and dreams, someone who brings more to the table than just love. When you maintain that independence, the relationship stays balanced and alive. Another part of mystery is gentle unpredictability. Routine can dull even the strongest spark. So shift the energy. Plan a surprise. Suggest a spontaneous getaway. Try something new together. Tell him a story from your day that catches him off guard. These little things keep him curious, and curiosity is the soul of connection. Stay emotionally rich. Vulnerability builds intimacy, yes, but that doesn't mean revealing everything all at once. Let your heart unfold in layers. Let him earn his way into the deeper parts of you. This slow reveal makes every moment feel meaningful. When you open up little by little, it sends a message. I trust you, but I also value myself enough to move with care. That creates a kind of intimacy that can't be rushed. Mystery also lives in quiet confidence. You don't need to explain every thought or justify every choice. If you choose to spend an evening alone, do it without apology. Let him wonder a little. That stillness, that self-trust, it draws him in. It reminds him you're a whole world, not just a reflection of his own. Surprise him with how you express yourself. Switch up your energy. Try a different outfit, a bold hairstyle, or even a new tone in how you speak. Change isn't about losing who you are. It's about revealing the parts of yourself he hasn't seen yet. A queen reinvents, not because she has to, but because she can. And that power to shift while staying true to herself, that's irresistible. And listen more than you speak. When you listen fully and respond with thought, it makes him feel seen, and in return he wants to understand you even more. This give and take builds a connection rooted in curiosity, not just attraction. Being mysterious is never about being cold or distant. It's about honoring your complexity. You're not holding back. You're simply revealing yourself with depth and intention. A queen knows. True intrigue isn't something you pretend. It's something you live. When you live with layers and let him discover them, you don't just keep his interest. You pull him into something deeper. You remind him that love is never about having someone figured out. It's about growing together in awe and wonder. Respect is the foundation of every lasting relationship. It's not something you ask for, it's something you show. If you want to be treated like a queen, you must embody the grace and strength that naturally commands respect. A queen doesn't yell for respect, she becomes it through her words, her actions, her unwavering devotion to her own values. Respect begins with how you treat him. Speak to him with calmness and clarity, even when you're hurt. Don't use sarcasm, don't belittle, and don't shut down. That kind of energy breaks trust. Instead, express how you feel in a way that opens the door to understanding. Say things like, "When that happened, I felt hurt. It matters to me. Can we talk about it?" That kind of honesty invites healing instead of triggering defense. Also respect his individuality. Just as you protect your own independence, give him space to follow his own path. Let him have his friendships, his goals, his purpose. A strong relationship doesn't limit, it supports growth. When you honor his freedom, he respects you more deeply for trusting him to be himself. Keep your promises. If you say you'll do something, do it. Your consistency becomes the backbone of trust. And if life happens and you fall short, own it. Be honest. Maturity shows when you take responsibility without excuse. That kind of honesty earns lasting respect. Respect doesn't mean agreeing on everything. Disagreements happen, and they should. They mean you're both real. But how you argue matters. Instead of trying to win, try to understand. Say things like, "I see your point, and here's mine. What's a solution that works for both of us?" That way, the goal isn't about being right, it's about staying close while facing the problem together. And remember, how you talk about him to others matters. Don't tear him down behind his back, even in small ways. Speak of his strengths, share the good you see in him. Let him know you admire him, even when it's not perfect. That kind of loyalty, that builds a bond no storm can shake. Above all, respect starts with how you treat yourself. Value your time, protect your boundaries, and stand by your truth. Let him see that you don't accept anything less than honor, not just from him but from yourself. A queen doesn't tolerate disrespect, but she addresses it without rage or retreat. She simply says, "I care for you, but this crossed a line. Let's deal with it together." That grace and firmness invites him to rise, not retreat. When you lead with respect, you set the emotional tone. It becomes a relationship where both people feel seen, heard, and valued. Respect is not something you wait to receive. It's something you give boldly, trusting it will come back multiplied, and when it does, it builds a love that doesn't just last, it uplifts. The most powerful choice you can make in love or life is to become the best version of yourself. Not to impress a man, not to gain approval, but because you know your worth and you refuse to settle. A queen doesn't search for validation, she creates it from within. Becoming the best version of yourself starts with deep self-awareness. Take a look at yourself. What makes you come alive? What drains you? What patterns keep repeating? When you get honest about those answers, you can start to shape the life you truly want. Personal growth isn't about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself, step by step. Celebrate every small win, every little act of courage, every moment you choose healing over hiding. Start taking care of your body, your emotions, and your mind. Not to meet a standard, but to feel strong, balanced, and whole. Move your body. Eat food that fuels you. Rest when you need it. Let your health be an act of self-respect. Journal. Meditate. Talk to someone who helps you make sense of your inner world. When you nurture your well-being, you remind yourself that you are worthy of care, especially from yourself. Invest in what lights you up, whether it's your career, a creative passion or a wild dream, chase it. When you do what fulfills you, you don't just glow, you inspire. A man who sees you living fully will admire you, not just love you. He'll want to support the fire inside you, not put it out. And don't forget, confidence is everything. Not fake confidence, not ego, but real self-acceptance. The kind where you know your flaws and still stand tall. Speak kindly to yourself. Keep the company of people who uplift you. Remind yourself often, I am enough, just as I am. Self-respect is the standard. Don't water down your truth to keep someone else comfortable. Don't bend your boundaries just to avoid being alone. When you show the world how you deserve to be treated, you won't need to demand it. It will come to you naturally. Especially in relationships, how you treat yourself becomes the example for how he treats you. If you believe you are worthy of effort, kindness, and love, you will not settle for less. Show him that being with you means stepping into something sacred. When you embody the best version of yourself, not only do you attract love, you redefine it.